Hi, how are you? Welcome back to the Trust Your Worth podcast, the podcast that helps you tap in to the power of knowing your worth. My name is Brittany. Thank you so much for being here today with me. Last week, we talked about seeking good. Was I really seeking good or just seeking attention? If you name what that's from, please let me know in the comments. Anyways, seeking good. I hope that you had a great time doing the work and recognizing the good that's around you, that's already there and just waiting for you to tap into it. So if you want to hear more about that, that was last week's episode. Today, we are talking about toxic productivity. And what I mean by toxic productivity is this. I'm just going to read this definition for you because it's easier to do that. So it says, toxic productivity is an unhealthy obsession with being productive at all times, often at the expense of one's physical and mental well-being. It involves feeling guilty for taking breaks, constantly striving for more achievements, and prioritizing productivity over self-care and personal relationships. This mindset can lead to burnout, anxiety, depression, and other negative health consequences. Guys, do you ever feel guilty because you're like, I'm working too much? Or do you ever feel like, I'm working so hard and for what? For what? For like 2 weeks off in the year, and I feel like this work-life balance is so off that I'm just working my booty off and I have nothing to show for it. It's not making me happy and all these things. So today we're going to talk about that on the pod. So let's get to it. So of course, I was looking for new topics and I came across this video, which I will link in the show notes. So please go watch it. But this woman was talking about how as she was healing, or as people heal, they begin to feel less ambitious. And she didn't feel like that rang true. That the truth that happened as she healed was that she was just more discerning with her time. She began to know more of what she wanted and the things that make her happy, and she stopped wasting time with things that were not important to her anymore. So then it led to this thought on toxic productivity, that how, especially in Western culture, I'd say, or a democratic one, there is this culture of more for the sake of having more. Like, I have an iPhone, but the latest one's coming out, so I got to get that. Electronics are like the easiest thing to think of because your phone works perfectly, but the new features on the latest model, like, I need that. It's going to make things so much simpler, but in the end, did it? Did your phone not work as it should? You're still getting calls and texts just perfectly fine. So if you feel like you are stuck in the grind of it all, of work, of just like, I'm working. So for example, I'm going on a couple trips and I also have to pay off some debt. So that's why I work really hard to pay off my debt and to be able to afford these awesome trips. But if I tally up the total time of my trips that I take off in the year, like realistically, it's three to 4 weeks that I'm actually not working out of the year. And that does not seem like a pleasurable work balance to me. So I'm going to go back to this woman. She was evaluating what made her happy and she sort of priced it out, and she didn't need millions of dollars to be happy. We think that more money is going to make you happy, but actually it won't always. You just need enough money to make you happy. So she calculated it out and she was like, it's a couple, I don't know, maybe I'm just going to give it, I can't remember the number, but it was like $100,000. And she is still able to do all the things that she wants to do. So like travel, have a comfortable home. And that just changed my perspective because Yes, my life would be easier with more money, but I can change my lifestyle however I want. I can travel on a budget. I can learn to do that. The whole point of this is it made me think like what's the dollar amount that would bring me my happiest life? Because as I've said, my dream is to travel, to do this podcast as my career. And I know I'm just so close. I know I'm almost there. Like realistically, within 5 years, I'm going to be living my dream life, traveling the world and doing this podcast. And I'm already fulfilling part of that dream, like by doing this podcast. So I'm halfway there, let's say. And I'm trying to make the changes in my life to do this full time. But until then, it just feels like I'm work, like I'm slaving away and nothing's falling into place. So I just want you to think about what you value. And yes, money can make your dreams come true, but like find your number where you can live a happy and comfortable life. It doesn't have to be millions of dollars. Like I was so intrigued by her take on this because yes, I've thought the same thing. I need this, I need that, I need the latest and greatest, and then I buy it and then I don't touch it for like years. Like I had some musical instruments that literally I haven't touched in like 5 years, sitting in my basement, untouched, just sitting there being wasted. So I want you to use this as a reflection time to really figure out like, okay, what does my most happy, pleasurable life look like? And how much would that actually cost? And then it will help you to set more realistic goals to be living your dream life sooner. And that's what I find so exciting about this, that as you heal, you do become more discerning because certain things are going to be way more important. So as I've taken my health into account, I've saved so much money because I'm not eating out as much. I cook so much more, and I'm hoping these are going to have great dividends. I have to believe they will, but as I change my lifestyle, I'm saving money. I don't need as much money to be happy in that regard per se. Yes, I still want to splurge and eat out from time to time, but it's not important to me anymore. She's not trying to bash on anybody who just wants to get as much money as possible. Like there's literally nothing wrong with that. If that's going to give you your happiest life, then of course, focus on that and make your dream come true. But it also makes this more reachable, like I said, in a quicker time frame when you actually price out what your dream life is going to cost you. Because it will not only cost money, it's going to cost you time, and it's going to cost you like personal skills and resources. Like you have to put in the work to make whatever your dream is happen. You got to put in the 10,000 hours, let's say, in becoming an expert in whatever it is you're trying to do. Because what's important to me personally, like my dream life is to do something I love and get paid for it, realistically. And there are some things in every career that you do, I'm speaking specifically about career, that you're going to hate. It's going to be exhausting, and just aspects of every single job that just are boring or like annoying to do. But it doesn't mean it's not worth it to do it. For me, editing, I have this love-hate relationship. It's amazing when things come together, but also it's like so tedious sometimes and takes a lot of time. So I could source it out, but I'm a control freak. I know this. They'll do it wrong. So I just had to do it myself. I've just accepted that part of this job that I want to go into. So it is something I have to do. And it's annoying sometimes, but the rewards are so much sweeter. So let me get into also a little bit about the toxic productivity, that if you start sacrificing your soul and your physical health for a job or just for the sake of being productive, you don't need to. You need rest. You need replenishment. What's that quote? How much rest do I need to do my most productive work? Like remember that. And I'm not just talking about work. So when I come home, okay, I saw Materialists and I have so many thoughts and opinions about it that it literally makes me want to resurrect my other YouTube channel called Brit the Pineapple. I sort of retired it, but I'm bringing it out of retirement because creatively, I just have so much more to say. And it's like my fun channel to kind of do whatever I want. I collect Funko Pops. I did a lot of those videos, but I also did these like video essays on things that I love. And I miss doing that. And Materialists, I have a very strong opinion about if you see that movie with Daddy Pascal and Chris Evans and Dakota Johnson. I'm excited. So yeah, that's going to come out soon because I have to talk about it. I need to know what people's thoughts are on it. I have been looking that up, but also I just thought it'd be so fun to share my thoughts and maybe also be a new facet of this new online career that I'm making, that I review movies and books and music because I genuinely love all those things. I watch a million shows. I listen to lots of music. I go to tons of concerts and I'm at the movie theater, like no joke, at least once a week or every other week I'm in a movie theater because I just love it so much. So I'm so excited. But when I came home one day and I made a list of like, okay, I have a free day. What's first? Do I need to do this? Do I need to do that? And it's so easy to get overwhelmed in, no, I got to do the podcast first. And then I got to clean my house. And once that's clean, I got to do my taxes. I got to do my, like, what is most important on this list? And I can sometimes drive myself mad or also just to not do things because I'm so overwhelmed with all the things that I want to do. So I get caught in this cycle of toxic productivity where I get mad at myself. Like, I had time. I should have just made that video so I could make that other one. Or so I'm not scrambling literally on Saturday to get this episode out. And then I'm mad at myself because I had time to do it and I just didn't do it. And now I'm scrambling. So that's what I'm talking about when we're leading into toxic productivity. It's like when you are when you are trying to shame yourself for not being productive, that's bad. Please don't do that. Like, things will get done when they need to get done. And sometimes, yeah, we may have to scramble, but you can be proud that you got it done. Sometimes things are more important. Your health is definitely more important. Your rest is definitely more important. So try not to get stuck in this pattern. So these are some of the signs of toxic productivity. So 1, you feel guilty for taking breaks. You prioritize to-do lists over your well-being. You have constant comparison and self-criticism. Yes, this used to be me a lot more. I still have it to a certain degree, but I definitely don't compare myself to others anymore because I'm not trying to do these things for others. I'm literally doing this for me, so it doesn't feel like I have to compare myself to others because like I'm proud of what I'm putting out and I'm proud of that I'm actually just doing it. But I do compare myself to past versions of me and how, oh, I did that so much better. Like, why am I slipping now? So maybe that does fit more into the self-criticism because I'm like, Brit, I raised you better than this. Like, you can do so much better. But sometimes when you're creating something, especially weekly, there are going to be some that aren't as great as others. Like, there will be a top 5 and there will be a bottom 5. So it's just accepting the reality that sometimes you're going to hit it out of the park and sometimes it's just not going to be great. But I'm here and I'm showing up, and that's what's important, especially to me. So if you feel like you are starting to compare yourself to others, don't. It's not about them. It's about you fulfilling your dreams and your goals. Okay, another sign. You may have difficulty disconnecting. So you might just get so caught up in doing the thing that you're trying to do that you just ignore everyone else. And your friends are like, where have you been? Like, come out. And you're like, I'm grinding, I'm working. So it's important to find that balance. Overcommitting or overextending. So you just take on too much. You're like, yes, I'll do that too. And yes, I'll do that too. So if we go back to the trusting yourself episode, it's important to learn to say no. to things. If you want to get stuff done, like you literally have to say no to things because you made a promise to yourself or you just know it will not be done in time if you don't do it now. If you say yes to everything, then obviously things will not get done and people are going to be mad at you because you committed to do it. So just like know when to say no, and you're going to have to learn how to discern and to prioritize what's most important. Okay, and then measuring self-worth by productivity. So try not to tie your worth to what you're producing, to, oh my gosh, I'm amazing. I got the video out on time. And then I'm riding on this high because it's out, the episode's out. And let's just say it doesn't do as good. And now I feel like crap because all my work seemed wasted. Like, why did I even do it? That would be tying my worth to the results of people watching this or listening to this. So that's not great. So it's important to not measure your worth by your productivity. You are valuable just for you. You're enough just being you. So how do we combat toxic productivity? Well, number one is you need to practice self-compassion. You need to be so kind to yourself and recognize that rest and relaxation are important for your well-being. That if you are taking on too much, you will burn out. Your body will tell you you're done before you will. So if that's happening, definitely need to reevaluate what is important. And it's your health. It's always you. You're the most important. It's just a job. So and they will be okay if you need to take time to yourself and rest. I don't know if you watched America's Sweethearts. It's a documentary on Netflix that season 2 just came out. I loved that show. It's basically about girls trying out to be Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. And this season, spoiler alert, so don't listen if you're going to watch it. But the head group leader, literally her life falls apart in shambles and she just can't say no. She's feels like she has to be a perfectionist and you just see her burn out. She literally has to just walk out on the team because it's too much, because she didn't speak up earlier about her needs and protect and set boundaries and protect her health. And her body was like, no, we're done. And her season ended kind of for a little bit. So very important that you rest and replenish your tokens. Another way to combat toxic productivity is schedule downtime. So I'm thinking of my work week and then my second work week because I really do feel like I'm working 2 jobs right now, which is why this episode sort of rang a bell with me because I'm I'm exhausted. I really do feel I'm trying to do 2 jobs at once, which I kind of am. So I do have to set very specific downtime. So I try and at least once a week hang out with one of my good friends. And another thing that I also try to do is just have a do nothing day, which isn't always possible, but or a do nothing time where literally for at least 4 hours, there's nothing to do but whatever I want. So if I so happen to play music, great. Sometimes I sleep. Sometimes I just watch a show because I want to. Literally, there's no pressure on that time, but I have to carve it out in my schedule or it's not happening. It's not going to do it. So you need to schedule it. So it's very important. Make it your sacred happy time and take time for you to replenish your tokens so you have what you need to create your best work after. Another way to combat it is to seek support. To spend time with friends, vent to them, or if you need a more specific help, see a therapist. There's nothing wrong with getting professional help, so please seek it out if that is something you need. So let me just summarize kind of the main takeaways that I really want you to remember from this episode. Firstly, to evaluate your productivity balance. Are you feeling overwhelmed? Are you feeling burnt out? Are you throwing away rest and valuable time with friends and family because you're trying to get work done, you're trying to get projects done? If that sounds like you, then we need to evaluate what is your priority and the sacrifices you are willing to make, but also adding in a little more balance. So scheduling a specific downtime to replenish your tokens, or scheduling specific times to rest, because the rest is the first thing to go. I'm telling you right now, like I haven't slept in 2 weeks. I'm trying to. It's not working very well, but try and balance the scales a bit between your productivity and your replenishing your resting time. Okay, and the other takeaways that I want you to remember, I just want you to be kind to yourself and remember to not tie your worth to your productivity, to you're not valuable because you accomplish A, B, and C. You are valuable because you just are. You're worthy and enough exactly how you are. Even if you didn't accomplish A, B, and C, you're still worthy of love. You're still worthy of people's times. You're still worthy of rest. You don't have to earn your rest. So please, please remember that and try and get that balance back. Okay? Okay, so your worth work this week is to just schedule your week and put in all the things that you have to do. And then if you feel like it's too much, like if you literally feel like you're working too hard, I need you to balance that productivity or work, whatever you want to call it, with scheduled rest time. So the main goal of your worth work this week is to schedule out you time. Whether that's resting, whether that's taking yourself to a movie, whether it's like your do nothing day, like fit it in somewhere and don't be over, like it doesn't have to be huge too. Like if you're like, I literally can't, like give me 10 minutes, give me 15 minutes of scheduled time every day. Give me 30 minutes. I'm just going for a walk once this week. Like start small if you have to, but ideally I want you to have like a chunk of time so you feel comfortable with your work-life balance a bit. And for those of you in different situations, so let's say you are like full-time mother hanging with the kiddos, like you need to take time for yourself. Like genuinely tell your hubby or your partner, whoever is helping you out, or like if you're a single mom, be like, Mom, I need you to watch the kids for 2 hours. Like I need this, please. Thank you. Just this week for now. And do something just for you because it's going to make you happy. Okay? And report back, please. I always want to hear how you're doing with your work or just how it's going for you. So yeah, if you want to let me know how your work's going, please find me at Trust Your Worth Podcast on Instagram or www.trustyourworth.com. Okay, if no one has told you today, you are so valuable, just as you are. And don't forget to trust your worth. Okay, thank you so much for listening. Have a great day. Love you. Bye.